fight, trying to see where the life take me, so I roll the dice. Look up to no one else, but yeah, I was shy. I got real power, Hebrew Israelite.
So the Lord got a service out on another Sabbath. And again, our main job is to come out here and to wake up the so-called black and Hispanics and to prophesy the future of this wicked society. All right, about the mischief, the wickedness, the evil that goes on around this place. Let's get Acts chapter, what you got, Acts 12? Let's bring this out.
The book of Acts chapter 12 and verse 22. And the people gave a shout, saying, it is the voice of a God and not of a man. And immediately the angel of the Lord smote him, because he gave not God the glory.
Right, and again, our job is to come out here and give the Most High the glory. To not seek the preeminence. Give me Colossians chapter 1 and 18. Right, because preeminence always goes to the Most High. By Hashem Yahushua. And again, our job is to really come out here and magnify the name of the Lord. Let's get Psalms chapter 17 and Psalms 145 and verse number 13. Hold that, give me Psalms 145 and verse 13. Hey, sister across the street. Hey, sister. 1 minute for the Lord. One verse.
1 verse, sister.
One verse. You too, brother.
2 minutes.
Come get a flyer.
To make known to the sons of men his mighty acts and the glorious majesty of his kingdom. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion endureth through all generations. The Lord upholdeth all that fall, and raiseth up all those that be bowed down. The eyes of all wait upon thee, and thou givest them their meat in due season.
It said the eyes of all wait upon thee, and the Most High gives us his meat in due season. You can drop that. Let's get Isaiah 8 and 17. So the true servants are going to be waiting upon the Lord in the last days, so we can get that increase in due season. Let's get Galatians chapter 6 and verse number 9. Galatians chapter 6 and verse 9. And that's where endurance comes in at. Patience, long suffering. All right, because once we labor now, the Lord says he's going to let us reap that in due season. You got another, you can give me Hebrews chapter 4 and verse number 1. Let's read this.
Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 17. And I will wait upon the Lord.
The Lord said,
and I will wait upon the Lord.
He said, and I will wait upon the Lord. Right, and that's our job as well, to come out and to wait upon the Most High. See the prophecies come to pass. See the Lord slowly but speedily destroy this place as the Israelites wake up, as the so-called black and Hispanics come back to their true God. All right, read on.
That hideth his face from the house of Jacob, and I will look for him.
I will what?
And I will look for him.
Read that again.
And I will look for him.
And I will look for him. And again, we're out here looking for the Most High, seeking out the Most High. And we're out here to reveal the knowledge to the so-called black and Hispanics in the last days, that you are the Israelites. You have to wake up and repent and come back to the Most High. Hashem Yahushua. Let's read this.
It's the book of Galatians chapter 6 and verse number 9. And let us not be weary and well-doing, for in due season.
For in due season. Just like how it said in Isaiah in Psalms 145th chapter, the Lord is going to give us our meat in due season. The Lord said, as we labor in due season, read on.
We shall reap if we faint not.
The Lord said he's going to feed us in due season. We will reap if we faint not. We will get the kingdom of heaven if we don't faint, if we don't wither away. And again, that's another reason why we out here, to give courage and hope, and to let the world know, the word of Israel know, that it is promises laid up for us. It's more to this world than just BET, ESPN, and strip clubs. Right? It's more to this world than folly and vanity and madness. No, it's a world to come. A world where you can live forever. Never see death. Never see murder. Where you can rule forever and ever. Hey, brother. Hey, brother, walking up. How you doing, brother? You got 1 minute for the Lord? 1 minute for the Lord, one verse. Verse of the day. Verse of the day, brother. All right, you're an Israelite. All right, let's read.
Read it on. It reads, as we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are in the household of faith. Ye see how large a letter I have written unto you. Verse 16. And as many as walk according to this rule, peace be unto them, on them, and mercy, and upon the Israel of God.
Right?
From henceforth let no man trouble me, for I bear in my body the marks of the Lord Yahushua.
I said on that. Let's bring this out. Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 1. Let's get Hebrews, I believe, chapter 3 and verse number 12. Let's read this.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 4, and verse number 1. Yeah. Let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it.
Right, and God forbid any man comes short of the kingdom of heaven, man. Here it is, you put in your hand of labor. You've been in the colds, the elements, the heat, 100-degree weathers, the freezing below, damn -20 colds, doing the work, shaking their hand. Next thing you know, you start waxing worse. You fall out, and you know the damn next seal kick off, and you fell short of the kingdom of heaven. You couldn't endure for that little season. Read that again from the top.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 4 and verse 1. Let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into his rest,
At least a promise being left of us enter into his rest. Read on.
any of you should seem to come short of it.
Right, just like our fathers in the wilderness, they came short of that promise. Hey, sis, you got women for the Lord? One verse. One verse. The verse of the day, sister. Verse of the day. All right, and she may fall short of that rest because you didn't want to stop and hear the words of the Most High. But let's read on.
For unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it.
That's it on there. Let's get Hebrews, the 3rd chapter. All right, let's get Hebrews chapter 3. I believe I'm on verse number 12.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 3 and 12. Take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief and departing from the living God. But exhort one another daily, while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin.
Right, just like our forefathers. Because our forefathers, yeah, they got delivered, but what happened? They didn't endure until that very end. They couldn't cross that finish line. Give me the classic. In 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24. They couldn't run steady on that little pace. Right? In the last days, it's the same way. You got the so-called black man being seduced by the so-called white man, the Arab man, the Edomite man in these different nations. You got Islam on the increase. And then now just all of a sudden, every rapper is a so-called Islam. Right? Every boxer, you got Devin Haney, he's Islam now.
Right.
Javante Davis, he's Islam now.
Right.
Little Dirk is in Islam. So you got our people being sifted away easily by seducing spirits and doctrines.
Right.
And guess what? That's how it was for our fathers in the wilderness. All right, let's hold that. Let me get Numbers chapter 11 and verse number 1. I want that first. Numbers chapter 11 and verse number 1. Are you Israel murmuring? Hey brother with the green.
Brother.
Let's read this. Numbers chapter 11 and verse 1.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 11 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
And when the people complained, it displeased the Lord. And the Lord heard it, and his anger was kindled. And the fire of the Lord burnt among them and consumed them that were in the uttermost parts of the camp.
Right, so Israel just complaining. Again, it's always the little things that Israel falls to. Right, it don't always gotta be some big divisive doctrine, deceitful. No, it's always something little Israel falls to. Right, damn it, 8 and 5 minutes. Now you murmuring. The food or the feast day didn't. You came back from camp, it wasn't ready. Now you're ready to take that 10-hour drive back home. It's always the little things Israel complain over. So read on.
Verse 2. And the people cried unto Moses. And when Moses prayed unto the Lord, the fire was quenched. And he called the name of the place Taberah, because the fire of the Lord burnt among them. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a-lusting. And the children of Israel also wept again, and said, Who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt.
What Israel said?
We remember the fish we did eat in Egypt freely.
Right, he's lusting over the fish that they had in Egypt.
Right.
White Hamites is cooking good fish. They just, damn, that damn salmon that we had in Egypt. You know, Israel loved the catfish. I had that catfish fried, barely seasoned. So, Israel, it's always, like I said, it's always the small things. Damn, I missed that fish. That had that catfish and how they seasoned it. Man, I damn near make that march back right now. Come on, let's go. All right, and that's what Israel was doing. Read on.
The cucumbers and the melon.
And the what?
And the melons.
So it's some Negroes, man. Willing to walk back to Egypt for some melons. That's off. Read on.
And the leeks and the onions and the garlic But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all besides this manna before our eyes.
And the Lord blessed us with manna, and they had, look, the Lord profited us. But the things that the Lord had before us to sustain us, Israel wanted to do away with, man. And we can't be like that in this truth. All right, in all things give all praise and honor and glory to the Most High. Be thankful for the little things.
Right.
Let's go back to 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse number 4. And again, it's a steady pace. Right? It's a steady flow that you gotta have in this thing. Right? You don't want to overbear yourself with burdens that you know you can't handle. To where you start waxing worse and falling out this thing. All right, so let's read this, 1 Corinthians 9.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 9 and verse number 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run, that ye may obtain. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible.
Right, so people of the world, they train and they do these different things for corruptible crowns. They stand up all night, taking that 4-mile jog to get themselves in shape for that next boxing match. They get themselves in shape for football or track and these different things, and they do that all on a corruptible level. But we do it on a spiritual level to attain that incorruptibility. Right. I didn't eat him my lucky shit, kind of drive past him. All right, we doing?
Reading on. Verse 26. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly. So fight I, not as one that beateth the air. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest I by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway.
They said, as I myself should be a castaway. So, and then on another level, as we're out here doing the work, we got to self-examine. At least ourselves as well should be a castaway. Give me Ecclesiastes 9 and verse 11. Bring up what you got.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 11.
What's in that pouch? White woman. Hey, white woman. Always got that the so-called Jehovah's Witness, probably. Same pouch, no Bible. Read this.
Ecclesiastes 9 and verse 11.
What you have before
Ezekiel chapter 22 and verse 14. Can thine heart endure?
The Lord said, can thy brother. It's your second time walking past. One verse. Read this. Jake just got done buying on the Shabbat. A sin unto death. Read this.
Ezekiel chapter 22 and verse 14. Can thine heart endure? Or can thine hands be strong?
And the Lord said, can thine heart endure? And on the spiritual level, the Lord is asking all of us that. Can thine heart endure? Can you go in the code and do the work? Can you stay up that extra hour and make another video? Or can you do these different things to prove your love to me? Can thine heart endure? Can you go the extra mile to serve the Most High? Read on.
In the days that I shall deal with thee, I, the Lord, have spoken it and will do it.
Because the Most High, the Most High, He's always going to get His job done. All right, but it's up to man to strive to be on that level as the Most High when it comes to execution. Because the Most High, He's always going to execute. But guess what? We have to move in that same spirit of the Most High to have that spirit of execution. Okay, you wake up, you set out your plan, and your day for your goal for the day is to be perfect. Sin not. Get things done. Provide for your household. Provide for your family. Do the work of the Most High. Read on.
And I will scatter thee among the heathen, and disperse thee in the countries, and will consume thy filthiness out of thee.
Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 11. Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse number 11.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9 and verse number 11.
Bring it up.
I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift.
The race is not to the fastest man. It's Usain Bolt.
Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth,
The Lord said,
for whatsoever a man soweth,
what is slavery?
for whatsoever a man soweth,
Read on.
that shall he also reap.
So the Lord said, whatsoever a man soweth, that man has to reap the same thing. So have white people ever reaped what they sowed yet? No. Do you think one day, according to the, real quick, do you think according to the Bible, as it just read, that white people will sow what they reaped as a nation?
Do I think we will? I do think that the Lord is just, and I think that at some point this nation's going to fall.
Okay.
I do believe that, actually.
So you believe that the so-called white race is eventually going to fall?
Oh, 100%.
Who do you think is gonna be the next race up after the white race falls?
Well, I know that the Lord.
Second
I know that
Ezra,
Israel
chapter
is the Lord's
6.
chosen people.
You know Israel the Lord's chosen people.
Yeah.
So who's Israel?
Well, Israel is.
Who's the real Israel? Who's the real Israel?
Right.
Like as a nation or people? You mean?
As a nation of people, the same people that
Do I
Moses
think that they were
delivered out
white?
of
No.
Egypt.
Are you asking if I think they were white? No, I don't.
So if they're not white, then what are they?
I would say that they were probably more like Hebrew, Greek, dark-skinned.
Dark-skinned.
Yes, I don't think Jesus is white. Is that what you're asking me?
Dark-skinned as, you know, what type of, because you know that the East Indian man, he's dark-skinned.
Yeah.
The Ishmaelite man, he's
Right,
dark-skinned.
right.
So what type of dark-skinned? I mean, because you know you want him to say it, just say it. Black people.
Oh yeah, I think it was a mix of black
So
people.
black people are the real
I
Jews.
honestly think that black people and the Eastern, like,
So black people are the real Jews. That's, you know,
I
just,
have 100% don't have a problem with that at all.
no man. So according to you, black people are the real Jews.
Well, I would say some black people. I don't think there was other colored people in the real Jewish community.
Brother, you listening to this? You listening? All right, stop walking real quick. Say it again. Black
Yes,
people are
I
what?
just think black people are real Jewish people.
You just said the black people are the real Jews, brother. Give me, hold that. Give me Jeremiah 14:2.
I think Jesus is white. I do not.
Okay, brother, you listening to this? All right, give me Jeremiah 14:2 real quick. So not just according to the Lord,
Right.
history, prophecy, and archaeology, but the so-called white woman out of her own mouth, brother, said that you are the real Jew. How do you feel about that? You know who the Jews are? What are the Jews? Are they just some average Joe? Average
Nation.
Negro?
And that's where it is, the
Nationality
nation.
that gets a lot of leeway.
You said what?
It's a nationality that gets a lot of leeway, a lot of non-criticism.
Well, remember, the real Jews are so-called black people. They're not the white people that's over there in your land. Give me Deuteronomy 76 or Deuteronomy 14:2 real
I
quick.
do believe Eastern people also were,
Yeah, Jeremiah 14 and verse number 2. Let's read this.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14 and verse 2. Judah mourneth, in the gates thereof language. They are black.
What are Jews?
They are black.
So, brother, you listening? According to the Bible, the real Jews will be so-called black men. And the Jews are God's chosen people. So you will actually be God's chosen people above all nations of the earth.
Right.
Give me Deuteronomy 14 and verse number 2 real quick. You said what?
I said Gentiles are also chosen because the law was fulfilled when Christ died on the cross. So we were adopted into that family. So,
What verse says that?
well, I'm saved by grace and faith.
No, I'm asking what verse said what you just
What
said.
does it say where Christ came to fulfill the law?
No, I want the verse where the Gentiles are God's chosen people as well.
Well, it says that God didn't just come here.
Give me Deuteronomy 14 and 2.
It says that God came for the Gentiles.
Let's read this. No, I said I want the verse
Okay.
that said the Gentiles are God's chosen
Well,
people.
I think, okay, if you even believe in the book of John, that if you talk about salvation forward, not the Old Testament, it says that Christ came for those who are sick.
Hold on, brother. I got one more verse before you leave.
Who are in need of a doctor.
Let's read this.
And when we're talking
The book
about
of Deuteronomy, chapter 14 and verse 2.
Because this verse ties in to the false claim that she's trying to make. So again, we will be the Israelites,
Right.
according to the Bible.
Right.
The top nation that the Lord ever created upon
Right.
earth. Let's read this.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. And the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people. To be a what? To be a peculiar people.
What's that, brother?
To be a peculiar people.
You're a peculiar person, brother. Someone that's different.
Right.
It's something about you that's just different from everybody else.
Right.
I mean, when you look into sports, when you look into just any other race, we do everything the best. Cook, clean, everything. Everything you just name it, we do everything the best. Read on.
Unto himself.
Oh, hold on. Back up. It's COVID. Back up. Real quick, I'm trying to talk to another so-called black man. You can't interrupt. Can you back up a little bit? Please back up. Read this.
Above all nations. Above what? Above all nations. Brother Jew. Above all nations. Oh, Gentile. Above all nations.
What's that, brother?
Above all nations.
Brother, according to the Bible, not us. You will be above all nations. And the Lord didn't just say that, but again, you got the so-called white woman saying that you're God's chosen people. So you should feel some type of way about that, brother.
for salvation.
So before, hold on, I'm trying to talk to another so-called black man. Why are you cutting us off?
Bear false witness.
You literally said that the so-called black people are
For
Jews.
salvation. I didn't. I said for salvation. I said Christ came to fulfill the law.
Brother, do you understand that? That you're God's chosen people? Okay, all praise to the Most High.
I'm talking about for salvation.
Did you find that verse where it said Gentiles are God's chosen?
I didn't say that. I said for salvation.
So you didn't say Gentiles were God's chosen
Not,
people?
not in the Old Testament context. Okay?
No,
You're
this.
not an uneducated
Did you
person.
say that Gentiles
You're
were
not
God's chosen people? Yes or no?
Is it too small of a thing for you to be my servant to restore the tribes of Jacob and bring back those of Israelite captive? I will also make you a light for the Gentiles, that my salvation may reach the ends of the earth. I'm talking about for salvation.
Who are the Gentiles?
God, anybody who's not Jewish.
1 Corinthians 10 and 1.
So just to let you know, I am a
1
Gentile.
Corinthians 10 and 1.
I'm grafted in, and I'm talking about
You're not a
Christ.
Gentile.
I am talking about Christ.
1 Corinthians 10 and 1. In that context, you're not a Gentile. Let's read it.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10 and verse number 1. And it reads, moreover, brethren, I would not.
If you didn't know, it's two classifications of Gentiles. Do you know those two classifications?
Well, you know that I'm
Do you know the two
I'm part of
classifications?
God
Yes
so
or
loved the
no?
world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever
That's not the question.
believes in him will not perish but have eternal life.
Can we have a do you know what the two classifications of Gentiles are? Yes or no?
It's not Jewish.
That's one classification. What's the other?
Right. Go ahead and tell me.
So you have one classification where it's the other nations if you're not an Israelite.
Exactly.
You have the other one, Israelites that fell away from the customs. When you read Paul's epistles in the so-called New Testament, those Gentiles will be Israelites that fell away from their nationality.
Yeah.
Let's read this.
It's 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
Moreover, brethren, I would not that you should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses.
So this is Paul speaking. He said, brethren, our fathers passed under the sea and got baptized unto Moses. What race of people did that happen to when you read the Bible?
So you don't
Hold on. Let's okay, the Jews, the Israelites. So read on.
And were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the Red Sea. And did all eat the same spiritual meat.
Like you said, this happened to the Israelites. You know?
And did all drink the same spiritual drink.
Right.
For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ.
Right.
But with many of them God was not well pleased. Verse 1, moreover, brethren, I would not that you should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud.
So when you read the book of Corinth, or the book of 1st and 2nd Corinthians, it talks about the passage. To sum it up, we read the book of Exodus about the passage of the Jews. So according to that context, who would be the Gentiles according to the New Testament?
I understand that.
No, that's not the question. Who, according to the Bible, who would be the Gentiles according to that context?
Right, the Jews. But let me ask you this question.
So the Jews. So as you're reading that in John, what verse was that? You said John.
So you don't believe?
Hold on. So you said that you're in a different place. I'm trying to stay on the same topic.
I respect.
We're staying on the same topic.
Listen, I respect.
No, you need to listen. You're not running
You're not
nothing.
my husband, and you're not going to tell me.
And first of all, you come against the service of the Lord, so you're going to either listen or you can peel off. You can listen or you can peel off. The so-called women don't have no type of authority up here. So answer the question. Read this, 1 Corinthians 12 and 2. The book of 1 Corinthians, slither away from it. Someone, no, I got a new point. Read this.
Chapter 12 and verse 2. Ye know that ye were Gentiles.
You know that you were what?
Ye know that ye were Gentiles.
So Paul is saying, you know that ye were Gentiles. How can you be a Gentile in the past? I'm asking you a question.
No, I understand that. But why don't you?
What's the answer the question then? Answer the question. Read this.
Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led.
Wherefore I give to you, the question is, how can you be a Gentile in times past? Let me second Esdras 2 and verse 32. Answer the question. Can you answer the question? Why are you going around the question? We second Esdras 2 and 34. So clearly you're not going to answer no questions. You made about 5 different claims. We proved it with Bible verses. You haven't made 1 point yet. Second Esdras chapter 2 and 34.
It's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 2 and verse number 34. And therefore I say unto you, O ye heathen.
Start at verse 32.
32. Embrace thy children until I come, and shew mercy unto them, for my well run over, and my grace shall not fail. I, Esdras, received a charge of the Lord.
This is Ezra, the prophet Ezra. Read on.
Upon the Mount Oreb, and that I should go into Israel. But when
Go into Israel. Read on.
But when I came unto them, They set me at naught and despised the commandment of the Lord. And therefore I say unto you, O ye heathen.
Oh, ye what?
O ye heathen.
What was Israel called?
O ye heathen.
So are the Israelites called heathens? Yes or no?
Did Christ die for the sins of the world?
Are
Yes
the
or no?
Israelites called heathens? Yes or
Did
no?
Christ die for the sins of the world? Yes or no?
So you clearly not gonna answer any
You're
question. You
clearly
got a
not gonna
point?
answer any questions either.
She went from looking at verses in her Bible to now recording you because now she know that she's wrong.
Wow. Why you gotta be crafty with it?
I can't, no,
Why you gotta be crafty with it?
I was recording. Oh, right.
Trying to have the pink phone blended with the pink skin on her neck. There's a pink blended with the pink skin on her neck.
I did this.
Go to the Bible verse.
Do you believe that Christ died for the sins of the world?
The world. I agree. Let's go to Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah 45 and
Let's go to the
17.
New Testament.
Let's go to Isaiah 45 and 17. And let's get Wisdom of Solomon 18 and 24. Wisdom of Solomon 18 and verse number 24. I believe that.
John 3:16.
We can go to John. Let's go to John
Yeah,
3:16.
do you believe that he died for the sins of the whole world?
Obadiah. Go to John 3:16.
Do you know who the world is?
You got it. John 3:16.
Do you know
We
who the
got
world
it.
is? For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. That
I agree with that 100%.
So I'm whosoever.
We're gonna find out. Let's read.
The book of John, chapter 3 and verse 16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life.
According to the Bible, what's that world that it's referring to?
The whole world, all this world.
Now, does the world mean everyone that's created within the earth?
Yes.
All right, let's get Isaiah 45. I want Wisdom of Solomon 18
Let's go to the
first.
New Testament.
Let's bring this up.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse 24. For in the long garment was the whole world.
For the what?
For in the long garment was the whole world.
According to the Bible, you know about the priestly garments and about the ephod.
Yes.
All right, what do you know about the ephod?
I'm not going to answer questions. I just want to know.
What do you know about the ephod? What do you mean I'm gonna answer questions? You're gonna answer questions, or you can leave. You can put down that nasty phone that's blending in with your skin again, or you can peel out, or just peel up the street. So according to the Bible, the Lord said the whole world was within the road. Read that again.
For in the long garment was the whole world.
So you can come up real quick, Bible Shaw. So the Lord said within the long garment was the whole world. Read on.
And in the 4 rows of the stone
In the 4 rows of the stones, read.
was the glory of the Father's graving.
So according to the Bible, the world of Israel is this right here, the stones that you read about in Exodus the 28th chapter, which represents the Israelites. Isaiah 45 and 17, and let's get James chapter 4 and verse number 4.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45 and 17.
You asked the question, I'm breaking it down. You said John 3:16, who's the world? Read this.
Isaiah 45 and 17. But Israel shall be saved, and the Lord with an everlasting salvation.
Israel shall be saved. Read on.
Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded.
So let's see what Israel is compared to. Read on.
World without end.
The Lord said,
World without end.
a pink white woman.
World without end.
So Israel is that world without end that you read about in John the 3rd chapter. Let me get hold that. Give me James. Give me James chapter 4 and verse 4.
Are we still under the law that you hold
James,
the New Testament?
read this.
The book of James, chapter 4 and verse 4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world.
The Lord said the friend. Hold on, because if you think John 3:16 is talking about the whole creation, then by default you will say the Lord is contradicting himself. Because at one point, this is the New Testament.
Right, but
So at one point he said he's coming for the whole world, but in another point he says what?
Know ye not that the friendship of the world.
I mean, if you love the world, do you love this world? So do you think Christ loves this world?
I think you love the people in the world.
Do you think so? Christ loves the people of the world. So if Christ loved the people of the world, we don't.
Then know ye not that the friendship of the world.
According to you, Christ would be a friendship with his world since he loves the people here.
No.
What do you mean, though?
I love my children. Why not?
What does that have to do with this?
God loves his creation enough that he's going to die on a cross for him.
Read this. You don't know what's going on. Read this.
Is enmity with God. Is what? Is enmity with God.
We don't.
Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world.
Is Christ a friend of the people of this world?
He is a brother and a friend, yes.
Read on.
Is the enemy of God.
So Christ is the enemy of God.
Is there not a verse that says...
Is Christ the enemy of God since he's a friend of this world? So you don't know what's going on. So you don't know what's going on. So is the Lord dealing with the world or not? Is he dealing with the whole world or not? You just said in John 3:16 it's talking about the whole world. What's your next point? So we can cut it down. What's your next point?
I don't know what
What's the next Bible verse that you're trying to fake quoting?
So you're saying
Yeah.
so you don't believe in Christianity, okay? So you want
Give me Isaiah 14. Let's get right to the color. Let's get Isaiah 14.
why don't you just tell
And she said that she loves her son, yet it's freezing outside, and her son is out there dying in the cold, just trying to be warm because she wants to be proud and be right. So that is hypocrisy right there. How do you love your son but leave him in the freezing cold so you can argue with random so-called black men to be right? That is Christianity and hypocrisy.
And on top of that, she said her son was a so-called Mexican. Right. So is your husband Mexican? So how do you feel about the atrocities that your people did to the Mexican soup?
You know what I do?
No, answer the question. I don't know what you do. How do you feel about your people rape, rob, and murdering the Mexicans? I can tell because clearly you got your son out here like it's freezing. No coat, no sweater. You got a point?
She said her son is a Hispanic brother too.
What?
He Hispanic.
Oh, your son got the cross. Hey, brother. Hey, brother, come up here.
What's his name?
Brother, come up here, brother. Take that cross off your neck. Go home, put on a coat. Put some shoes on. Come on, you have to get him out here bad. Come on. What does that have to do with him freezing the cold?
45, 50 degrees. It's 30 degrees.
Esau. Give me Proverbs. Job 31. Damn cave woman. Cave woman.
Would you be wearing shorts today?
Read this. He got Esau. So not all the Edomites want to come up. Read this.
It's the book of Job.
No, I'm not asking if he's wearing shorts in freezing cold weather. Read it.
This Job chapter 30 and 1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I will have disdain to have set with the dogs of my flock. Yeah, whereto might at the strength of their hands profit me, and whom was perished old age. Jumping down to verse 5. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the rock.
To what?
To dwell in the cliffs of the rock.
I didn't do the code.
To dwell in the cliffs of the rock.
So you still got the same genes from dwelling in them nasty ass caves, then tank top on, jumping in freezing cold lakes, not washing up, then 0 below. Y'all got the same genes today. Got them out here freezing to death. Damn near got pneumonia probably. I doubt it.
I just said.
If he did, then his father's probably not a so-called Hispanic. So do you have another point? You got a point? Do you have another Bible verse?
Let me just ask you. So you think that black people are going to save people? Is that what you're saying?
No.
That Christ didn't
What a
save
son.
white
You can
people?
turn this around. Christ did not come for white people whatsoever. And if he did, you have to come with a verse to show me that.
Well, I just believe the whole world is the whole world. So.
Didn't we just show you who the world
No,
was?
because you went into the Old Testament.
James is the New
You're
Testament.
going to the Old Testament.
Is James the Old Testament?
Why don't you wear a mantle and a wrap and a catapult?
Is James the Old Testament?
Why don't you bring sandals? Why don't you live by the Old Testament? How many laws do you keep?
What does the Bible say have to wear sandals?
You don't believe that Christ came to fulfill the law?
What does the Bible say have to wear sandals?
Well, I know that men only were allowed to gird up when they were gonna go in the temple.
What verse?
You know that only priests they girded up only when they were going.
Where is the command to have to wear sandals?
Why do you read the Old Testament so much? Why don't you?
Did we just read James and 1 Corinthians and John?
Get a Greek concordance. And
Is that the New Testament?
They don't mean the same. They don't mean the same.
So what is the word? All right. So what does world mean in the book of John chapter 3 verse 16? What does the world mean in John 3:16?
Where do you think?
Give me Isaiah 14.
I'm gonna spend eternity then.
We're gonna show you. Let's get Obadiah 1:18 and Isaiah 14 and verse number 2.
What? Isaiah 14.
I'm gonna spend eternity.
This the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and verse number 1. And it reads.
Do you believe in the prophet Isaiah? Do you believe in the prophet Isaiah? Do you believe in the prophet Isaiah? See, the spirit knows you just know you're gonna get cut. The more you talk, the worse it's gonna get for you. Read this.
Isaiah chapter 14 and verse number 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel.
Yet choose white women.
And will yet choose Israel.
Nasty, stinking white women.
And will yet choose Israel. And set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them.
Aren't you a Gentile? Are you a Gentile? Are you a stranger? Are you a stranger? Are you a stranger? Yes or no? Read on.
Where's the comforter?
It reads, and the strangers shall be joined with them, And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them, and bring them into their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord.
The Lord said,
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord.
happening to strangers.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord.
So you don't live for all eternity, but the Lord said that you will be in slavery under the so-called black and Hispanic community. The Israelites. How do you feel about going into slavery in the near future? How do you feel about you going into slavery in the near future? Obadiah 1 and 18. I'm going to pass it after this.
The book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 8.
There is no joy. Do you know why there's no joy? Because your people are constantly killing my people, week in and week out. We just had the so-called white woman, she had the Jake on the car, tasing them in his privy members. White women. Well, I don't care if you did. That's why I'm mad. And your people, if it was for your people, my people would be struggling right now. So read on.
Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble.
In the what?
And the house of Esau for stubble.
What's that future?
In the house of Esau for stubble.
What's that judgment?
In the house of Esau for stubble.
So you're going to be stubble. You're going to be burnt with fire by the Lord himself. Jesus Christ is going to kill you. How do you feel about Jesus Christ coming back to kill you? Answer the question first. Answer the question. Answer the question. That's crazy.
And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau.
Now the next brother's about to come up and furthermore give you your judgment. With that, Kum Yashala. Kum Yashala. Kum Yashala.